I do like your point, though. I was listening. I don't know if we continue it now. Hi. Welcome to Horror Conversations. I'm your host, Mick Manhattan. This is my lovely co-host, Destini. And I'm joined by my fellow co-host over on the Scene Snobs Podcast, producer Paul. How are you guys today?
Always good. Just a little rainy.
And the lovely Stephanie is here. Thank you, Stephanie, for coming tonight. I'm so excited. Let's get into it. Let's talk some horror. But first, you guys just announced a new guest recently. Do you want to announce it here on the show?
First, though, we need to make sure Steph doesn't sound like a chipmunk. My favorite part of every video call.
Yes, I think I clicked on the right microphone this time.
You got it. You're good.
You're perfect.
Love it.
So the last guest that you have announced is, of course, Tom Matthews from Friday the 13th, Part 6. My favorite.
Yeah,
and the video game, which was fun. I learned that in researching the post.
I heard they got a lot of people, and even like Kane Hodder came back to help do stuff for it, right? That's a solid game. I love that game. Hey, Radar, what's up? Thanks for joining in tonight. Guys, throw out any questions you have about CFF this year, anything you want to talk about in topic-wise, but we are talking about, wintry horror movies. Paul and I were kind of getting into it. One of our favorites being The Thing, and that's a movie I love watching. In fact, I really wanted to go outside during this last snowstorm with some road flares, just looking for Blair. So, absolutely one of my favorites. But, ladies, is there anything else we can talk about with the con going on right now?
I am planning on finishing up and finalizing our single day tickets. They will be coming up soon because right now, so far, we've only had our weekend and our VIPs. We have also our volunteer app that should be coming out hopefully in the next week or two. We're just sort of going back through and double checking all of the details on that to make sure it's ready to go. So we should be good there. Destiny and I went and checked out a venue for our Saturday night party. We've got a couple of angles. We're working on that right now. One of the biggest things is, find a spot that's big enough and we can all play. But also, is the catering people at that location willing to play with us and make like skull-headed cheese things and, little blood-covered cheesecakes and whatever?
The answer is yes.
If the food isn't fun, we're not going to work with them. So, working on all of those things. I mean, it's all starting to come together, and it's going to start coming out a little bit more rapid fire than it has. I mean, this is what happens in that couple of month lead up. We start on the backside, it starts getting very busy, and then all the announcements start kind of following all of that and the speed at which we do that. The Film Fest is the other thing. I see you put up the link for that.
I wanted to put that up to make sure everybody that's the link on Film Freeway. Make sure that's where you submit.
So that's going to be fun. We actually had, I think we've got 9 or 10 submissions right now. We've already watched a few of them, some of us, and there's some good ones in there. So it's going to be interesting panels. The content where we actually put those films out, I think, are going to be pretty good. So. Nice. That is shaping up. And as of right now, I'm still waiting for contracts. I've got a few that need to come back. I've got verbals on all of the remaining people, but our celeb lineup is complete at this point. We've got some really good names to come out. And I think people are going to be really, really excited with our lineup this year. And our vendor list is coming together, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. Tell me right now, and then I'll let you know if everybody's going to be excited.
Okay, don't tell anybody. But Yeah, so we're really excited. We actually have our next 3. We have contracts on and ready to drop. So we've got those. And I've got one that was supposed to come to me this afternoon. I'm guessing I'll get that emailed tomorrow. And then I've got the final 4 I'm working with somebody waiting for those to come in. But it's looking really good.
How are the with the panels? Can you announce maybe any panel ideas or anything coming up that you've started working?
Nothing specific yet. I usually just sort of pull from our panel folks, all their ideas, make a giant list, and then just start slotting everything on the schedule. I do know we want to keep our paranormal track that we kind of started last year. I talked to Kyle, our demonologist. I've reached out with him. He's planning on coming again. So we've got some really interesting ones there. And we have
I'm so into that.
Plans to add the 3rd panel room that we're going to pipe and drape off. So we've got room to do films and keep all of our panels going. And at this point, I'm planning on adding actually a 4th panel room. And we're going to see if we can't add another track for this year that's going to be a little bit more demos and DIY, more interactive, creative, a little bit of make and take, or just demos from some of our vendors, some of our some folks that we're bringing in. So if you're really into cosplay or you really like making your own props, or you're just kind of creative and want to get in with those, we're going to see how much we can pull together for that as well. So
right. I'm going to make a proposal.
You already know which one I want to do.
I'll make it live. We'll put it out there. It will be amazing. Mick Manhattan does a seance. We get one of these demonologists to help me out, and we do a live seance there.
I'm very into this.
I mean, I'll go. I'll do it.
Yeah. Given the fact that building is actually used for livestock during the fair, I'm not sure what's going to come in. It might be a lot of just random farm noises, but
mooing from the walls.
Hey, I live in Virginia. That's basically my life.
Yeah, but you can't. As long as you promise me you don't bring anything through that wants to follow me around and trip me up and make my life miserable, because there's already enough going on that weekend. I don't need otherworldly shit happening as well. So
I will put it all on Paul.
I mean,
hold the camera, Paul, or you're getting the demon.
Yep.
You
whatever it is, we got to get it on
otherworldly.
film. That's all that matters.
Oh, I can't wait. I want to do it.
But now, I mean, we're certainly also happy to take panel ideas from people. If there's something specific you want to know more about, writing horror scripts, writing horror novels, independent filmmaking, body acting. We could do voice acting, body acting, anything on that creative track. If there's something particular discussion topic wise you want to dig into with either that ties into one of the celebs we've announced or ties in with one of the tracks we talked about, like there's some specific aspect to demonology. Maybe there's some legend, myth, story, something out there that you want to know more about. That may already be on our list or something we can add to it. So anything in film history or just true horror stories, throw those ideas. You can throw them in the chat here, send us an email.
I love it.
However you want to do it, but get them to us. I'll throw them on the list, and we'll start making it happen.
I'm actually going to put a post out on tomorrow morning that specifically asks that question for workshops or demonstrations or crafting type things for that additional panel room. So that's a good place to do it. It'll go out tomorrow morning.
Hey, Steven. Yeah, but
Thanks,
yeah, absolutely, guys. That sounds like so much fun. But look for that post tomorrow to put it out there. I'm just saying it's Godzilla's 70th birthday. I'm happy to do a panel about him. So there's so many things that with the panels, and I loved how you added the writing panels and the haunts, not the haunters, the ghosts hunters, demonologists and ghost hunters. Is that something you could see like expanding and becoming maybe like sort of a wing of this in the future?
Yeah, I'm already starting to use the terminology like we have specific tracks to our panels. I think eventually we're going to grow where it truly is, say a color-coded track. So if you're all things paranormal, ghost hunting, then you're going to be searching that schedule for all the purple things or the whatever. And try and make sure that we're not scheduling. We already do this, but if we're truly tracking out different things, we're going to try and make sure that we are setting those up schedule wise. So if that is a true interest for someone, they can follow one class or one panel after another, and they don't have to make those like, I got to be in two places at once decisions. Yeah, absolutely. We say that we're celebrating all things horror, and I want to mean that, honestly. And I would like to be more than just shopping and celebrities. Those things are fun, love every bit of it, but I don't want it to be the be all and end all of the con. I want to make sure we're exploring as many areas of this as we can. And I think that those panels, and especially the interactive things like doing more of the make and takes and creative craft stuff, that's really a big, I think going to be a big part of that. It's going to be a convention where you get to do more things and have a little bit of a different experience. So
I'm sorry if I'm talking over you. Everybody's like cutting in and out a lot for me right now. Also, I just wanted to say the word demonstrations.
I like
so that's the thing. And I would love to do a demonstration. I'm just saying.
That would be a lot of fun. Come on, Dad. You got to join in for the seance.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'm there.
All right. It's going to be a live seance on the air. It'd be great.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, demons haunt Paul.
Oh, God.
Take him to hell with you. But bring him back because I need him.
Okay.
I see what you did there. So
now I got a question.
Yeah, please. No, go ahead. What you got?
Oh, I was going to say, I've had a lot of friends that financially can't get the VIP tickets right now, but they were asking how close they need to budget it out because they're trying to buy them soon, but they just don't know how soon they can get it. How are those tickets looking, I guess?
Right now, let me see if I can double check right now there's plenty. We have sold out the last few years. Right this minute, we haven't. I want to say last year it was end of March, beginning of April that we sold out. And I would fully expect that it's the kind of thing that we'll start keeping a closer eye on, and we'll be able to put that information out, that kind of like fair warning, they're running out. As far as that goes. But right now we have like only 20% of them sold. It's March and April. A lot of people also are waiting for some details, so they don't necessarily want to jump on those tickets too early. And we just had Christmas. They had other places to put their funds. So certainly understandable. But as we release more guests and put out more of the content and information about the event, that's where you start seeing people get excited, deciding to get in there and get those tickets before while they have that chance. So
that's well, there you go, guys. But you got to get them. So start budgeting now, because it's going to move so fast. I can't believe we're in January already. We're almost out.
Shush.
We're almost out of January.
Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
Shut up.
Shut your horror mouth. We are not talking about how close the thing is and how much we have left to do.
That's a new thing we're saying all the time.
You're right. We have a lot of time left. Hey, guys, you don't have a lot of time left. Get your tickets now. Got to create the sense of urgency somewhere.
I still have, there's so much shopping I have to do and all the things I have to do, like buy all the signs and the banners. And there's just a million things, but I did get these. I've got.
Are these the fingers?
These are the fingers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So these I bought a handful of, and I'm planning on, when we send our press releases out to all of the local news stations and everybody, these will go out. And it will probably go out with some stupid dad joke pun, like we're pointing you towards all the horror, and wrap our press release up in a bloody envelope and mail it to them.
A question.
I love that.
Remember, okay, so last year when we did this, we did it with ears and we asked, have you heard about Carolina Fear Fest? And we packaged this with a ransom style note that was, I made it in Photoshop and printed it, right? So it wasn't a real ransom note. I'm wondering if this year we take the giant stack of magazines out in my art studio and we actually cut and paste it and make it even look even more authentic.
We probably should, because I think the ransom note was like, I have to get these in the mail tomorrow. Make a thing. We didn't have a lot of time.
Yes,
So yeah,
yes.
we get on it enough in advance. I will say that I specifically told the woman I did not want any middle fingers because that just seemed wrong.
Yeah, we don't know. We want them to come. We don't want them. I'm going to stop that. Never mind.
You guys have an amazing show planned, and I'm so excited for it because I think it's just going to be a great time. As always, 5 years is not so. This is going to be the biggest one yet, right? It's got to be. Guest list, everything. I'm not saying
Every
anything.
year
I'm not saying
is the biggest year yet. That's how we roll.
Yeah, you guys are like Breaking Bad. Every ongoing year, you get bigger and better.
That is definitely the plan for sure. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to always add content, mix things up a little bit as much as we can. We're not trying to put on a cookie cutter con, even a copy of ourselves. So we're changing the floor layout this year. We've got the different plans. We've got our Saturday night party that we don't have fully sketched out yet, but it's going to be a blast. It doesn't matter which we decide to do. Which idea?
You got to tell me so I can get my costume together. Shopping for a big man last minute is terrible.
2 notes. So that post about your ideas for our workshops and demonstrations is actually going to go out tomorrow evening. Also, I had a great idea for games, some games that we could do that we should talk about stuff.
Okay.
Ooh.
But when you figure out what you want your costume to be, Mick, let me know. I'll help you.
Well, I got to figure out the theme. I do want your help, but I got to figure out the theme.
The theme for what? For the con?
For the party.
For the Saturday night.
Oh, I see.
Because that's where my costume is going to come into play.
I got you.
Yeah, because the 2 ideas we're kicking around right now are both vastly different in attire.
Oh,
and you know I'm going in. I'm going all in on whatever it is.
So yeah, vastly different. So yeah, we need to get that finalized. I've been chatting with a few people. I'm going to try and hit that pretty hard here soon so that we can at least put out some sketched out details and the theme and so people can start getting costumes together.
Paul,
last year we kind of, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Paul, you're assisting me that weekend, and I need you to know only crackers. I will only be eating crackers and drinking water all weekend long.
Okay.
Make sure that I am safe for this year's party.
You are stuck with the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches you make at home and bring with yourself for the whole weekend. So you don't have to have anybody else touch your food or
nothing. No barbecue, no nothing. I'm going to be straight and ready to go.
This year, because of this plan that Mick has just devised, this year Steph will have a voice on Sunday. That is the goal. We will consider that a win.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going to be there. Ready, cock lock, ready to rock. Oh, I'm so excited. I love it. That's like one of my favorite places to go. That's like my place to go every year. My Shangri-La of horror.
I think I think we should lean heavier into the theming this year. I feel like last year we were just showing we can throw a great party. We can have some fun games. We know food and drink. We make it fun. But this year I feel like we need to go really lean into some cool theme. And the 2 that we were kicking around, I'm really into. So hopefully we can
Zombie prom.
That. No, that's so basic.
Oh.
Do a zombie prom with karaoke.
Yeah, no. Exactly. So boring. No, we're gonna go bigger than that.
Okay. More vampire fun. Funeral.
That's impossible. Vampires don't die.
Oh, they'll die. I've seen Buffy.
Okay, well, if they die like in True Blood, then the funeral is more like a mop and a bucket.
I have to rewatch that show, and I don't know why.
It's fun.
I just rewatched
Good show.
Smallville. So,
Did you really?
that was one of my favorites when it was on.
I've been
I
on a
love
massive
Smallville.
YouTube kick.
What kind of horror? What's everybody's horror taste right now? I'm going to see Godzilla -1 in black and white this weekend.
That's
I'm
pretty
doing too.
sick.
Des, where are you at with the rewatching every horror movie?
Oh, I'm not.
Every horror movie, all of them.
It's historical horror movies starting from the beginning and like how the genre developed over the years. I made it like, I don't know, 100 years in, and then I forgot about it completely. So
Wait, you watched 100? Wait, you watched horror movie? Wait, you watched? That's like every year.
no. I watched like it was a very slow start. Okay, it was a very slow start. There was only
I'm
like
not
10
mocking
movies.
it. I loved the idea.
Yeah, there was only like a couple of short films in the very beginning, so that's pretty much as far as I got.
I think you inspired what I'm doing on Letterboxd, and I just found out. So I'm going through every year and adding all the movies I saw from that year. And for the most part, I've been sticking for the first 500 in popularity because there's so many freaking movies. I've seen from 1950 until 2023, 5,075 movies. And
I feel like my number would be very similar.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I think most would. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to start on the 40s. And then
What is Letterboxd?
It's like it's for fans and such. They can go on. It's actually I trust it more than Rotten Tomatoes. Like if you want to get yeah, and you can do your own reviews and set up your own lists and stuff like that.
I shall look at this.
I picked up the Zero Boys from Arrow Video starring Kelly Maroney, who will be there, of course, everyone. Thank you. Ed Neal needs to come. Also, David Howard Thornton and Damian Leone, Carolina Fear Fest.
So Ed Neal is been talked about in the past, I think, on a work list here or there. I will say not on the plan for this year. Who knows what will happen? Things shift all the time. But so certainly somebody will keep in mind. With David Howard Thornton and Damian Leone, they were on our list, and we had some issues sort of coming to terms with the agent as far as them being able to come out. So would love to have them, but it's not. I would not be this year, the way things are looking, unfortunately. But
yeah,
I do think we have some interesting people in the works. I don't have anybody from Terrifier specifically at this point, but I know our short list for adding people, if things shift, if anything falls apart with ones we're still talking to. We've been talking about Corcoran and Jenna from the Terrifier series, among other things. So actually had a very nice email from somebody, and they were requesting those two. So we'll see. Certainly trying to get somebody from the franchise since we've never really had anyone out.
Nice. Love it. Oh, I can't wait.
We're going to talk about people right now. I can go ahead and tell you that our next announcement, and I might just go ahead and drop two just for.
Ooh, that's fun.
But I do know our next one is R.A. Mihailov. So we're bringing R.A. back. He was on our list for last year, and we ran into an issue, and he had to cancel, unfortunately, at the last minute. And he was very disappointed he couldn't make it. And we told him definitely, we just sort of, our list this year started with R.A. on it. He was definitely in the works.
Nice. Very cool.
And
maybe later I'll think about dropping the next line after that.
If it's the one that I think it is that you sent the pictures in our chat for, I would really like to say it, but I don't have to say it first. I just really want to say it out loud.
No,
it's fun.
I'm going to hold on to that one in our back.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay,
so.
Got it.
It'll be
one of the other
new
ones that I'm waiting on a contract for. They kind of would be nice to maybe announce.
All right, everybody. It's George Clooney.
Oh, don't say that.
No, I'm kidding. It's not
you weren't supposed to tell
him.
He's too busy hanging out with Ezra right now, playing Batman. That's all he does. He does that in espresso commercials. Don't give me, you know that. All right. We haven't talked about any cold movies. at cold horror movies.
We never talk about the topic.
We never do. Well, hey, listen, you bring the Scene Snobs on board, you're not going to get topics. You're going to get something. Though.
Tangents? Lots of tangents. We're good at tangents.
Wow. Holy shit. I never thought to call them tangents. They are tangents.
We don't have topics. We have tangents.
Yeah. Oh, Steven's all in. He wants it. Say it. He's all for it. You got to go. You want that? You have to go over to the Carolina Fear Fest YouTube channel, linked below, and make sure you subscribe. That's how we drop things around here. Gotta get that subscribership up.
That's what we should do. We should do all these live shows and say, and the next guest is, this is huge, and then kill the film, and that just cut the whole feed, and then on YouTube we'll tack it on. You want people to go to the YouTube channel to watch. That's what we'll do.
Just got to go directly there. Everybody funnel there. That's where we're going to let you know. Oh, I love it. Destiny.
No.
Yeah. What? No. You can't just say no. You got to be in. Let's do this.
What am I doing?
I don't know. Let's talk. What you got? What's going on?
I got about what? What are you asking me?
I don't know. I said
you gave me something like Letterboxd.
I said Destiny, and you were just like, what? Or no, you said no.
That's because you gave me something like Letterboxd. This is going to be something I obsess over.
Get off of Letterboxd.
I love lists. I love lists. I love organization, and I love statistics. And
first off, add me on Letterboxd, and then get off Letterboxd.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to want to accept that I don't have an ad blocker on, and it keeps acting like I do, and it's very annoying. Are we talking about? Are you talking?
What? Oh my God! Stop saying what. Actually, that would be a Letterboxd. A Carolina Fear Fest Letterboxd would be really good.
I will consider it. I will play with it myself and then see.
It's a popular piece. Everybody, if you love movies, join up. Yeah, I don't have any topics. I was going to talk cold movies, but everybody started talking about stuff. Paul.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your favorite movie.
Which subgenre are we?
Jesus Christ.
When you say cold movies, okay, the very first picture that I see in my head is Jack Nicholson in The Shining. In the maze, right? Frosted, because I've always wondered what he had on his face that made those little icicles look like that. Because I've seen people do it with powdered, like instant mashed potatoes.
That's your favorite scary movie. The Thing, which is a cold movie. I don't know how they do it. That's as far as I get with that whole conversation. But it did inspire something new in me. Here we go. Sorry to cut and run from your question. Does The Shining count as one of those winter movies? It doesn't start in winter.
Oh, well, the whole point is that they're at the lodge over the winter to take care of it, right? That's kind of the whole point.
In the same levels like The Thing or
yeah. Well, I mean, that one's entirely in, what was it, in Antarctica? Isn't it like specifically in a biome that is cold? So shouldn't that not count as winter? Because it's always winter there.
I wouldn't say it's.
I don't remember what time of year
30 days of night is 30. Then does that count for 30 days of night? It's always cold in 30 days of night.
But doesn't the 30 days of night only happen during a winter season?
Yes, exactly.
So it is a winter movie.
Yes.
So is it a winter movie or is it a cold movie?
I need more winter horror movies. There's two other good ones. If you want to watch, here's two recommendations. If you like that snowy type of horror movie, is Whiteout with Kate Beckinsale. It's a good thriller. And depending on where you can find it, it's a Sylvester Stallone movie called either ICU or it's called D-Tox. I like that one. Yeah, it's like a slasher film. They put some like cop rehab in the middle of Alaska or something. So you have to go and just be in an underground bunker at a rehab for cops. And so they're all there and they're getting picked off one by one by killer. It's a dumb movie. It's a really dumb movie. But I just was rethinking about the premise of it. But I still say check it out. I liked it. I'll allow ITV. Oh, you'll allow it. You'll allow it. Okay.
I feel like there aren't enough horror movies that have snow in them. Like I know there's a lot of them, but like I feel like the contrast of like red blood on white snow would be used more often than I think I've seen it.
They did it really well in Dead Snow. Have you ever seen that one? Dead Nazi. It's like dead zombie Nazis. It's like a Norwegian movie. Steph, you love it. They do Dead Snow. They do a good job with that one, but I do agree with you. You need that. That's a really good look on screen.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You have to go see Dead Snow. It's wonderful. Frozen is kind of that line, but more surviving nature and the elements. So okay, do you guys think like survival movies count as horror? Or does it depend on the tone?
Yes. I guess it does depend on the tone, doesn't it?
It has to depend on the tone because White Fang isn't a horror movie.
No, I mean, it depends on what they're trying to survive.
True. The Gray. Yeah. I mean, I don't listen. For a guy who fights bears for a living, I'm not afraid of some wolves. Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh no, he didn't. He got
bears for a living.
Fought a bear. The bear fought him.
Oh, I'm not sure the difference.
So like on the Scene Snobs, I told that I'm a bear fighter. Today we're driving in a car and somebody's license plate in front of me said bears, and they're moving too slow. I was like, oh, bear puncher's coming out. My wife's just looking at me like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? I'm like, the bear puncher's coming out. We're gonna do it. Because I'd taken out bears left and right. I love it. All right, everybody. No, but seriously, guys, we're going to have a couple of reviews coming out on the YouTube channel. So make sure you are heading over there. Hit likes on these videos. Hit like on the videos. Hit subscribe. So that way you're helping us out on the Carolina Fear Fest YouTube page. Make sure you're following us everywhere. You're going to want to be on TikTok. You're going to want to be on Instagram, on Facebook. Keep up to date with all of the news that's coming out and more. We got a lot of big things coming up. I'm going to ask Stephanie.
I have one more thing to add to that. If you're one of those people that likes to know things first, sign up for our email subscription on our website. We release our guests and our biggest news before we put it on social to those people. So that's where you should be if you like to know things first. Also, make it worth it for us to do it.
also down below, we have a link to the Scene Snobs Discord. We do have a channel for Carolina Fear Fest in there. If you guys want to join up, you go on the channel. There's a lot of patrons who create meetups and stuff like that when they get to Carolina Fear Fest. So that might be something you guys might be interested in. I'm just wondering, how should we end the show, guys? I know how I want to end the show.
Nope.
Spin the wheel.
How do you want to end the show?
Spin the wheel.
I don't have a wheel. I'm talking to Stephanie. Let's see if she feels comfortable with.
He's trying to get you to drop the other name, isn't he?
No.
Yes. So I don't know if I just drop like big teaser and let people guess, or
that sounds fun. Let's do that.
That would be fun.
Make them suffer.
You have to come back next month. No,
it'll be next week. It'll be next week, but earlier for our email subscribers. Just saying.
Well, we're RA is already the plan for Monday, right?
Oh, right, got it. Yeah, sorry. So next week, not Monday, but the week Monday after.
So I guess if we're not gonna, I'm not gonna do all of them. I don't think any. Okay. So if we end up turning this into a social thing, put it on Facebook and Instagram and all that, and say, here's your hint, everybody guess. Anybody that heard it here, stay off of that. Well, like it or whatever, but don't actually go give it away.
You're sworn to secrecy.
So our next one. So our very first guest that we announced for this year was Amy Steele. And she was in Friday the 13th, part 2. And
oops.
Oh no, she's gonna do it. She's gonna leave. She's gonna drop.
I was like, wait, somebody disappeared from my screen. Oh, it was me. Okay. So going along with Amy Steele, I mean, everybody kind of understands how I feel about reunion shows. I don't do like big reunions, but we like to mash up a little bit. And to go along with Amy Steele. What?
I'm excited.
You're drawing it out so much, and I can't remember who it is.
Suspense.
The suspense. Oh no, I'm not
So we will be having Warrington Gillette join us as well for this upcoming year.
Oh yeah.
So we've got at least some interesting plans and ideas for some fun photo ops. We already have some great ideas for Amy, but we're going to be possibly doing some duos with those two together and see if we can't get some really cool Friday the 13th duo photo ops out there as well.
I have to say, in looking him up and trying to find photos for graphics and whatnot, I see a lot of pictures of him at conventions, and he seems like a really fun guy. Like he's always like interacting with props and doing crazy things and like, you know, strangling people. It's great. It's gonna be a fun time.
You ever hear about the mushroom who went in for the job interview?
He's a fun guy.
They didn't hire him. He says, "Why not?" He says, "I'm a fun guy." Good night, everybody.
Yeah, we were looking at ways to end the show. Dad jokes are not the way. Not the way.
I beg to differ. Good night, everybody. No, what do we? No, I'm just.
But
kidding.
I do think that's another fun engagement post to your best horror, ghost, paranormal, dad joke, and/or pun.
Okay, we like that.
We like punny things.
Yes. That was the first thing I did on the Scene Snobs TikTok for like 90 days. I did because it was around Halloween time. I was like, all right, I'm just going to do Halloween dad jokes for 90 days. And then I did anti-jokes for a long time. Everyone loved them. Shut up.
And no one laughed for a whole month. That's what I was going to say.
Oh.
90 days.
They just groaned.
90 days. Nobody laughed for 90 days.
Well, it's worse.
Yeah.
Why didn't the skeleton jump in the pool? You didn't have the guts.
I was going to say I know all the answers to all your jokes. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Damn it, Mick.
I got tons of them. I'll keep them going. I have anti-jokes too. Those are my favorite. All right, you ready? What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick.
Vampire blood.
What's worse than a rotten apple?
Why are we doing this? Aren't we supposed to be talking about Frozen movies?
What's worse than a rotten apple? Say it. The Holocaust.
Something about worms.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Well, all right. That's enough. That's enough of that.
That took the whole left turn.
There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is the maniac's saying other really bad things. Not this guy. I want to
so anyway,
Halloween. You want to get bad.
So anyway, have you ever seen The Snow Queen? This is not a horror movie necessarily, okay? It's the OG horrible story that Frozen was loosely based off of, Frozen the Disney movie. About the queen, and she breaks a mirror and the pieces get lost and the pieces go into people's eyeballs. And like I said, it's not necessarily a horror movie, but I feel like it would make a really good horror movie. Like the effects you could do with the mirror shards going into people's eyes could be really fun. Here I am once again pitching another movie with no one that has the money to produce said movie listening. So anybody's ever watched all of our horror conversations and wants to actually make one of the amazing movies that I randomly pitched during them, please tell me. But anyway, it came up on the
watch
list.
Frozen.
A horror movie version of Frozen would also be cool because I feel like you could do a lot of stuff with like the blood freezing within the body and like how it.
They made that version. Olaf.
Where? What?
It's called Jack Frost. It's from the 90s.
Oh, that.
Shannon Elizabeth was in it.
It's not quite the same as what I'm picturing. Yeah.
Olaf just wanted
a hug.
Oh, come on, Snowman's. Actually, that counts as a winter horror movie.
The episode of Doctor Who with the snowmans, I agree.
No, Jack Frost.
Oh yeah, no, it don't. Yeah, no, it does. It definitely does.
So then, do we count Christmas movies as snow movies?
Well, that would be a winter movie. That's what I was asking you. Are we talking about snow movies or are we talking about winter movies? Because they are not the same thing.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. It snows in places that's not winter.
I understand that.
Like the season of like time period.
Winter, when you think of winter, you think of snow.
Yeah.
So it's the snow movies or winter movies.
In the States, yes, you do.
Oh.
That's the point I was trying to make because the thing is in Antarctica, but it's not during the winter. It was not necessarily during the winter months. That was what I was asking you.
But
I needed to know what to Google so I could think of things.
So if we're adding Christmas movies, that means we add Krampus and all the rest of them like that, yeah?
I don't want to answer.
Yeah, sure.
Those should just be shoved in a box for Christmas. I don't want to watch Krampus in January.
Gosh.
So there's a difference between Christmas.
So there is a difference.
I think so. I think you have to separate the two. The thing that we match up with Christmas.
So horror movies that don't take place in December are fine. Just not December.
I guess so.
Okay.
There's plenty. That's what I'm saying. There's quite a few of them. You don't need the backdrop of Christmas to enjoy winter.
Right. Got it.
I don't. At all.
I know. All right, forget it. I was trying to make a point, and it wasn't a good one, but I went with it.
That's gonna be my favorite old movie. There it is, Storm of the Century. If you count that as a movie.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
That
just came out on Hulu. I need to check that out.
It's good as fuck. I watch it all the time.
They're gonna remake it, actually.
I hope they don't. I don't want it ruined.
Yeah, it's hard. Cole Meany was really freaking good in that one. Not Cole Meany. Cole Fiore was in that one.
Yeah.
Dude, he played
Come on in. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
I'm in the 1930s, Mick. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, are you already making a list?
I'm in the 1930s.
You want to know what the scariest horror decade ever was? The 70s.
That does not surprise me.
Oh my god. I understand why the 80s was the way it was with like all the upbeat glamour shit. The 70s was horrifying. There's like rape movies everywhere. And it was, oh my god, going through that for that like 3-day period I was trying to rush to getting all the 70s in there. I was like, this is really making me sick. I need to get out of here.
It would make sense though. I feel like existentialism really had its shine at the late 60s, so it makes sense that the horror movies would reflect that in the next decade.
In the 70s, between 1970 and 1979, there was I think around over 1,800 of them. From 1980 to 2023, there's not even 100 of them.
Horror movies?
No, movies about rape.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were being so specific. All right.
No, I'm being like, that's what was, and it's a whole.
Did you look those numbers up?
I counted, like, because you go through them and you're like, why are there so many? I was trying to get through.
You can tell that they're about that just from like looking at the titles.
It's in the titles.
Oh,
most of them are in the titles.
That's weird.
And, I mean, not all of them are. You got like I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah, that like those in Last House on the Left. I counted 2, knowing they were in the 70s as well. And The Hills Have Eyes, and like, dude, and those are the mainstreams. Those are the. It's horrifying. Like those are the ones saying, "Hey, this is bad." There's way worse. Stay out of the 70s. That's what I say right now. Stay out of the 70s. Don't ever go in there. Just keep the movies that you
Okay.
have from the 70s. Don't go
Just
back.
Keep that box locked, and we just pretend it doesn't exist and shove it off in the corner of the attic. And
As far as movies go, the 70s was the most complex era, and it's like the War Doctor. We just have to lock it away.
I feel like you could write a full oh my God, what is it called when you're in college and you write the big paper?
The thesis.
Yeah, I feel like you could write a whole thesis about the connection of that specific subgenre of horror movies in the 70s and why it dissipated so rapidly. That's probably a fascinating topic to study, honestly, but I don't want to because I'm busy.
It's so crazy to look up, because as I go by the year, every decade I go back, I have seen less and less from that decade.
I had a lot early on, actually. In the 1800s, I actually had a lot. I was proud of myself.
Nice. I don't know where you're finding everything, but there you go.
I'm literally just clicking through.
No, yeah, it's just so crazy to me because I think I've watched 16 movies from 1951. And I feel like that's okay. I feel like I didn't need to see much more because I'm looking through hundreds of them and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Of ones you need to watch or ones you have watched?
I want to finish off on this topic. I don't need to watch anything else. I am at the point where it's mostly new stuff. I'm in fact retiring movies this year. Where
like
I'm
never watch them again?
Yeah, probably just give them up. I'm good with them. You know, like
I just hit the 1930s and I already have 25 movies on my list.
Like in the total, or just for the 30s?
On my profile. No, like total up to this point, like 29 and earlier. I have 25 movies.
Nice. Okay. Let's finish.
What are you doing? What is that letterbox? Is that what you're doing it on? That letterbox?
I'll send you the link. All right. I am going to finish out on this, guys. You have to get your tickets. If you can get your VIP and your weekend passes, definitely get them. Single passes. Make sure you're paying attention to everything going on the site. Sign up for the newsletter. Join us. Make sure you subscribe here and you're liked and followed everywhere else, because we always have fun stuff coming up, and you're going to want to be there and be a part of it for the weekend as well. #CFF 2024. And let's just get into it, guys. It's going to be a really great time. Horror conversations are going to keep going throughout. So join us every time we're live. You can ask questions about what's going on, what you want to see, we love to talk to you about it while we do this. So please feel free to jump back in. All right. Until next time, I want to say thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, producer Paul, jumping in for me over here tonight. My co-host, Destini. We really appreciate everybody. Being here and being a part of it. And I just want to say thank you guys for being a part of it too. So until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.